Take it there.
Yay!
Oh, in?
We're in. All right.
No difficulties. No more difficulties?
No more difficulties. I think everything's fine. I
I think
noticed
you were about
last
to
week.
stroke out earlier.
Yeah, I noticed last week you were a little louder than me, so I didn't turn anything down. I just turned myself up.
Maybe you should quit being such a downer then.
Well, I was just trying to not be real loud, but I'm kind of
Well, that's not
spoiled.
like you at all.
Right? We're kind of spoiled because with the Power Hour episode and the 1 year anniversary episode, we had all that nice equipment here. And you told me that day that it was sounding so much better than what we normally do. So I'm like,
Yeah.
okay, I got to get to work.
And it's not, and I don't think it's anything that you can do different. I think a lot of it was just having everything plugged into the same mixer. Everything's coming through the same place.
Mm-hmm.
We're all sitting there in the same room. So I don't know, man. Like me and you both have the same mic, and then your old mic that you had that Frog was using as a mic that's just as good.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, everything just sounded so crisp and so clean. And then here, we got to worry about what the hell Discord's going to do with the sound once it comes through there.
Yeah. Stupid
I
ass.
just noticed that, like, for the filter on here, for the noise gate and stuff, that it was just, Discord transfers your sound a lot fucking different than anything else.
Absolutely, it does.
So,
it sure does.
welcome
Welcome
back to the Just Got Off podcast. It is February 12th. This is season 3, episode 12.
12.
Today is National Hug Day.
I love hugs, man. Hugs
like
make the
hugs,
world
too.
go around.
I don't know about that.
They do, man. Like, just think
But
about
they
it.
are
Like,
nice.
how much better of a day do people have when like they get a hug? You know what I mean?
Who's the hug from, though?
Bronson.
Okay, see? Now we're talking. When you're talking about your kids or your loved ones, that's fine.
I mean,
Karina had a random lady come up to her the other day. Her and one of her friends took Owen and her friend's boy out to have a little play date.
right?
And Karina said they were standing there watching the boys play, and some random lady walked up to her, gave her a big hug. Oh, how you doing? How have you been? Like talking to her like she knew her and everything. And like the lady still didn't realize it. Karina said she talked to her, played along with it, played in with it, and then walked away. And then she said she watched from afar as she went over to a table with all of her friends, and they were all making fun of her because she realized really quick, I have no fucking clue who that was. That's not who I thought it was.
Damn
So,
it, that's funny.
If it's a hug from your kids, yes. If it's a hug from a stranger, Karina was not very thrilled.
Hey, man. But still, like, there's that little piece of Karina that's probably like, yeah, it was okay, Not too bad.
She did bring
Right?
some happiness to some strangers. So
There
today
you
is
go.
also National Oatmeal Monday.
National Oatmeal Monday.
Yeah, so I think that one traveled. That's exactly what the national day said. I wondered if it was National Oatmeal Day. Didn't even Google it. I just trusted it. The old national holidays have never let me down yet. And then we were talking about this one earlier.
Yeah.
Bexley was making fun of you guys, and I was letting her play with my Stream Deck. And this button, I never showed her what it was. I never told her what it was. I literally turned her loose on the Stream Deck, and she found this one immediately. Maybe because it's got a big old poop emoji on the front of it. But today is National Poop Day.
Yep. I wasn't pooping then, but I did just before the podcast, so we're good to go for at least the next hour and 40 minutes, probably.
Yeah, we did. We did lead Bexley to believe though that you make Stephanie go outside and poop on the porch.
Yeah,
She goes, "Steph poop outside on
that poop
porch."
house outside on porch. Oh man. Here we go. We're not even fucking 5 minutes into the podcast, and we're talking about poop again.
Yeah.
Here we go.
So it's all right. It's all right.
The Googs is in the chat. Welcome back,
The
Mikey.
Googs. The Googs.
The Googs, not the Gooch, the Googs.
So how was your weekend? How'd everything go?
Oh, it wasn't bad, man. We had a good gig Saturday night with Sullivan Moose. Thank you to those guys for having the Addiction Band down there again. Had a good gig. It was fun. I got mad a little bit because there were no guitars in the mix again.
What do you mean?
There were no guitars in the mix. Like, we were kept getting buried, and so I got mad and started throwing guitar picks. And I played a trick on Stephanie because Stephanie has done this with me long enough to where she knows what my parts are, whether I'm playing bass or whether I'm playing guitar or whether whether I'm singing a harmony or whether I'm singing a lead vocal. She knows what I'm doing because she pays attention and listens to what I do, right?
She's good at having that camera ready to record little clips for you.
Yeah,
post.
she's good at having that stuff ready. She does a good job. If we could just
The lighting
our
was
lighting
incredible
out.
down there too.
Well, that's the same lighting we've always had, but
I know, but it just doesn't like. I think it just looks cooler on the video just because everything's glowing. Like in person, like you're getting laser shot in your eye and everything. Yeah. Fucking laser beams.
Yeah, we're gonna have to this break or whatever. We're gonna have to make some adjustments and make sure everything's not just red, green, or blue. Because when you're Stephanie says when she's scrolling through Facebook, she can, or Frog says when he's scrolling through Facebook, he can tell just by the scrolling and like when he gets to the pictures what posts are our Addiction Band that come from Stephanie. He doesn't have to see what they are. He can just see that the colors. Red, green, blue, and that's it.
But that's not terrible. I guess if you upgrade equipment, that's fine. But if not, it's a little signature.
We just need a little bit of refinement and white and other colors. So I may donate to the cause here after a while and get some just different lighting packages or something, some smaller lights that we can use for some accents or something different. So that stuff's relatively cheap now. 10, 15 years ago with the LED technology, it was new for big lights. So it was, 40 times expensive as it is now. So yeah, see, there he is. He said, absolutely hurts my eyes.
That's because being a frog, his eyes are positioned up on top of his head. They're right out in the middle of everything. Yeah.
And he wears glasses most of the time, so it's magnified into the fucking retina.
Yeah.
But anyway, what was I saying? I played a trick on Stephanie, and I said, hey, I looked at her, and I sent her a text message in the middle of the song that said, hey, can you hear my guitar? And I look at her, and she goes, yes, I can hear it. And I said, no, you can't, because I have it turned off. But I was still playing what I was supposed to play, but I turned my guitar off, and no one heard it. That's bad.
So nobody knew your part was missing?
Nobody knew.
Yikes.
Nobody knew.
That's kind of bad.
But we fixed it. I kind of flipped my lid a little bit there, and
So what was the reasoning? I know you're showing some frustration. Like, was it the sound quality was just shit, so you got mad and shut it off?
No, it's just the overall mix. Like, as we go on,
it wasn't a good balance.
Yeah, it's not a good balance, and it's not even a balance at that. It's more of just of a lot of the guys that are doing that balance have their opinion of what it should sound like, and then as the night goes on, they start to lose a little bit of what they hear. It's called ear fatigue, and then they go back there and turn their guitar amplifier up, or bass amplifier, or they turn their drum monitor up, or whatever. And then all of a sudden, no one can hear anything because they're still turning stuff up. It's louder on stage than it is out front, and everything else is getting buried because this one or two things is louder. And, Frog said it sounded great when I got there, and that was probably an hour after the problem happened. And I'm frustrated because it's a consistent thing that happens to where we don't have keyboards or horns or any samples or anything, DJ thing to drive the band. The guitars are the melody to the band. We're a guitar driven
Right.
band. Like when we play YMCA, which you got to see by the way a couple weeks ago,
Yeah.
we play the lead part, we play that on guitar. Well, if you
Right.
can't hear that, all you hear is drums and bass and fucking noise. So, yeah, Fletcher Munson curve. It basically starts to filter out the high frequencies and it all becomes non-clarity mush.
Basically like adaptivity.
Yes.
Your
Your
ears
ear starts
adapt
to
to what you're in,
yeah.
which is how Stephanie falls asleep at your show because
Yeah.
she eventually
It all
gets used to the
becomes just
noise
a
and just starts
white
snoring.
noise. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So I mean, I was a little frustrated, but I mean, it's one of those things where I'm getting paid regardless of whether I'm getting hurt or not. But I've been having some issues with my fingers, like stinging a little bit, and so over the last I don't know 5 or 6 years that I've played, I've noticed that if I can hear myself and hear myself clearly, I don't play as hard. I don't try to
It,
push more out of my hands.
right. And you've
Like
talked about this on a previous episode, like your tall tale for when you get done on a night on how good you played is how tore up your fingers are.
mm-hmm.
If they're
Yeah.
if they're smooth and the skin's not peeled off, you had a good night.
I had a
But
good night and I
you
played
said
low, yeah.
you right, and you say that if you can't hear yourself and you're pushing harder, then you're
Yeah, they're
fucking grabbing
shredded.
harder.
I
Those
burned
strings
my
are
calluses
shredded.
off, yeah.
Yeah.
So, I did
So
and it's weird because like my fingers like sting under the pad. Like just,
right.
take a penny-sized portion of like right there on my ring finger. Take a penny-sized portion of that and take it off. And then underneath that put a thumbtack and then put my skin back on. Stephanie Dorm shared the stream. Thank you. That's my Steph, by the way. Probably scared the shit out of everybody. I need to go adjust a bunch of that. But yeah, just take the pad of your finger off, stick a thumbtack in there, jam it into your bone, and then stick the pad back on and go play guitar. And that's what I'm
Yeah.
experiencing with these two fingers right here, my middle finger and my ring finger. Doesn't happen all
Is
the
that
time.
is that something that you think's just been building up of
I just think
it's
that
kind of like the carpal tunnel of the fingers for guitarists after, what, 25 years you said?
yeah,
You
well, it's
know?
been over 30 for me, and pretty
Right.
consistently. I've
So,
only had a few years off, and I mean, it's honestly kind of freaking me out a little bit, but it's not to where like I think I need to go get it checked out. It's like I
right.
can, but that one night, 3 or 4 weeks ago, I was like, holy shit, I don't know if I'm going to be able to finish the night because it hurts so bad. And maybe it's just one of those things to where like maybe like my callus is sitting on a nerve. Like I can touch it like right there and I can feel
Yeah.
it. And I can feel like the little twinginess, you know what I mean? Like it just kind of stings a little bit, but
Yeah, that sucks.
it's slowly going away. Like maybe I burnt my fingers up too much and then it's just kind of
Well, you say you're on a break
re-aggravating an
right now,
injury.
right?
I've got a
Yeah.
2 weekend full 3 week break coming up. We play on basically the third week Saturday, so got a little bit of a break coming
Maybe
up,
that'll
and
help.
maybe that'll help a little bit. So, but yeah, and then we sat around here and did a whole lot of nothing on Sunday. We went and had Mexican and went to Best Buy. If anybody wants to donate about $5,000 to the podcast, I got some shit I need to buy.
Oh man.
I got computer parts I in quotations need to get.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then I did some iRacing and I won my first midget race that I've ever won on iRacing.
Oh,
So,
really?
yep, won my first midget race. I've won in a 305 and I've won in a 360 wing sprint car. And I've won in Asphalt Legends and an Xfinity at Daytona. But
That's pretty damn
I've never
cool.
won in a dirt midget. So I won over the weekend. Big confidence builder. Huge shout out to Noah Bowman and Wade Fields for them setting me up and making me feel comfortable. They're like my crew chief. Here's what I want
Right.
the car to do so that I feel like I can go faster, and then they make changes and go, here, try this, and then I go faster. So
Right. Hell yeah.
that was my weekend. How was yours? What did you guys do?
Not much, dude. Honestly.
You
We're
worked
on
Saturday,
10-hour
didn't you?
days. No, 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 no,
No.
no. Of course, the one I've been burning their ass up about. Hey, let's get some Saturdays. Let's work some Saturdays. Come on, throw some volunteer Saturdays out there. And then the Saturday that I'm over there in Terre Haute is the first Saturday they've worked in a long time. And then I was burning my supervisor up last week about, hey, are we doing another Saturday this week? And he's like, no, probably not. And I'm like, fucking, of course, my luck. you know, uh, we are on 10-hour days, and it does, with the three kids and as busy as we are and everything else, it does by Friday. You're pretty petered out. So, um, I think Friday night, Karina and I watched a movie, just kind of hung out. Saturday, pretty much the same thing, just hung around. We didn't do much this weekend, honestly. And then Sunday, yesterday, we had a board meeting for the TQs, kind of finalize some stuff and kind of
Nice.
go over the wording and stuff in the rules and just basically proofread everything together and see, if there was anything missed or anything that needs adjusted. And it's pretty much it, man.
Getting close, man.
I know, I know. Yep.
Getting close.
Yep. I talked to you earlier. We got one more graphic we got to finish up, and then we're gonna about be ready to release the schedule. So,
Yeah.
we'll have the schedule released here in the next couple days, and then start the timer.
Start the
So
timer. Speaking of timers, the National Sprint Car season has already started.
yeah,
Started this weekend at Ocala Speedway in Ocala, Florida.
and Grant is whipping their
Grant
ass.
is already whipping ass. Justin
Yeah,
Grant, by the way.
hell yeah.
If you guys don't know who that is, I know a couple of guys tune into the podcast that they don't know who the racing people are that we talk about. Ta-da!
Oh man, I found them. I found for the audio listeners. I just held up an Irish Blend Monster. These things have been pretty non-existent. And I found them on Amazon, and I now have a subscription to them to be delivered every 2 weeks.
Fucking A right, dude.
A 12-pack of them.
You like
So
him that much? Wow.
man, I'm telling you, I told you that when I was at your house. Like when I first had the first sip, I'm like, this sucks. like I love the monster coffees, like the Javas.
And I do too, man.
And
I have to limit myself to how many I can drink, and I haven't
well, and the
had
thing
anything
is
for a
that
while. So
not being carbonated, they go down so smooth, so fast.
I drink one of them
and
like drinking milk.
it's like
dude.
chocolate milk.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. It's just like drinking chocolate milk. But yeah, they got the mean bean, the mocha loca, the salted caramel. They got
I
a
like 'em
cafe
all.
latte, and they're all good. And this is the one that I've been missing. And you know what? I've honestly, when I was looking on Amazon, there's like 2 or 3 other ones that I had never even seen or heard of, but they're unavailable. So I'm wondering if they are a discontinued deal. But yeah, I told you when I first had this, when I first took my
Right.
sip, I'm just like, I wish that this thing sucked because now with how hard they are to find,
Right.
I've got to figure out how to find them. And luckily, Amazon has an area. I found basically a dealer that will send me a 12-pack of them every 2 weeks.
If audio
the
listeners
addiction.
if audio listeners are here and people are watching here and the audio go up, I'm literally staring at the meters and watching the meters bounce up and down so that I can get the audio levels right. I am a crackhead when it comes to how the podcast sounds. It's terrible. It's a fucking curse. It's so bad.
Yeah. So, like I said, today is February 12th. We got our weekend recap out of the way. You ready for your This Day in History? Or are you still
let's.
watching some meters bounce?
Well, we're getting close, but let's hit it. Hedrick's Lawn and Landscaping proudly presents This Day in History. I love it. Let me punch some more buttons here. I figured out how to do gradients on our little text thing right there. It's
Oh, that's pretty
super cool, man.
Oh yeah. Tell us what happened on February 12th.
In 1502, Vasco da
Oh fuck.
Gama set sail from Lisbon, Portugal, on his second voyage to India. He went the
Something
opposite
gamma.
way.
That sounded like a frat.
Right? Recite the Greek alphabet.
Gamma.
Gamma, Omega, wrong. Let's see. In 1511, King Henry VIII issues a challenge, beginning a jousting tournament to celebrate the birth of his son Henry. That would make him the ninth. It was recorded in a Roll of Honor manuscript, which depicts trumpeter John Blanky, only identifiable black person in Tudor England. How about that?
Wow.
In 1511.
That's
That's
crazy.
crazy. That's nuts. I'm Henry VIII, I am. Henry VIII, I am, I am. I got married to the widow next door. She's been married 7 times before, and everyone was an Henry.
You all
You
right?
never
I
heard?
don't even
Yeah,
know
I'm
what the fuck
fine.
you're saying. No,
My
I'm just letting you
fucking dad
roll.
used to sing that shit all the time, man. Look it up.
Jeez.
It's a fucking great song. In 1541, Santiago, Chile was founded. I think it's the Michigan State Trojans or Spartans. I think it's Spartans. You have to correct me. But in 1855, Michigan State University was established.
Nice.
Mom said ghost. What the hell?
What the fuck you mean a ghost?
That's probably just Stephanie back there. The hell are you talking about, Mama Steve? You need Christmas.
With how shit goes on this podcast, I'm looking behind me to see if the door's popping open or some dumb shit, you know?
In 1870, Utah becomes the second territory in the United States to pass a law allowing women to vote. It was after
What year was
Wyoming
that?
in 1870. Wyoming passed the same law in 1869. In 1873, U.S. Congress passes the Coinage Act of 1873, abolishing bimetallism and placing the country on the gold standard.
Oh, she said Patrick Swayze sang that on the
Oh,
movie
yeah.
Ghost with
All
Whoopi
right.
Goldberg.
Yeah,
I
gotcha.
don't. I've seen that movie Ghost, but it's been a long time. I'll have to go back and watch that side of it.
Let's see. I'm just going to have to look this up right now. I don't know if the podcast. It was by Herman's Hermits in 1965 was the song
Huh.
on the Ed Sullivan Show.
I'm Henry VIII, I am. Henry VIII, I am, I am. I got married to
You
the
probably
widow
can't hear
next
it, John,
door.
but
She's been married 7 times before, and everyone was an Henry. Henry! She wouldn't have a Willie nor a Sam.
fucking song. Sorry you couldn't experience that, John. It was
No, I did. Because I've got the stream up
All
there,
right.
so I've got the sound off. That way, I'm not hearing the reverb,
Oh,
but I can
right.
turn it on just so I can make sure everything's running, looking smooth up there.
we are.
So
That's called on demand.
that's pretty cool.
And you thought I was just making shit up. That's a real song, man. It's great.
I know, but I wouldn't have been surprised if you
Herman's
just started
Hermits.
firing off dumb shit.
You know, I do that every week with you, starting on Monday at 8 o'clock. And it's 100% true. All of it. Everything we say here, believe it. You heard it here first.
Yeah, you can tell we've gotten older because we've actually cut the time back so we can get to bed earlier.
Right. In 1877, the first news dispatch by telephone was exchanged between Boston and Salem, Massachusetts. I don't know when they invented the telephone, but probably right before then. Just think about like where we're at today. Like you can literally phone a guy in Japan, be like, "Hola."
You got to punch in a bunch of weird numbers, but yeah, you
I
can
mean,
make it
yeah, you
happen.
can do it, man. Like video chat and everything. You know, sending, the airwaves. We're all getting cancer from AT&T. It's crazy.
Not Verizon though.
Yeah, not Verizon. Remember
Just-
when they
just
said that
AT&T.
shit? They said that like fucking AT&T's radio waves would cause fucking like terminal brain cancer. Yeah. That's really working out,
Well,
isn't it?
and then everything with the 5G. Everybody's saying that the 5G is just as bad.
5G just as bad.
I
I'm gonna
don't know.
fire up Frog here real quick. And Al Gore You know, with the whole the fucking global warming and shit. Bam, taxes.
Oh man.
In 1878, Harvard player Frederick Thayer patents the baseball catcher's mask with U.S. patent 200,358.
That's fucking genius. That's a good patent right there.
Mm-hmm.
That saved a lot of fucking teeth and probably lives.
Yep. Faces, eyeballs, occipital lobes. In 1879, the first artificial ice rink in North America was at Madison Square Garden in New York City.
Damn.
Pretty early for ice and like
When
artificial
was
ice.
that? What month? February?
Well,
That's
yeah,
not bad,
it's
is it?
this day in history, but it's the first
yeah, but-
artificial ice rink, so it's fake.
Right.
Have you ever seen those things like where they have in winter festivals where they put down the big sheets of like looks like white plexiglass and you can skate on it?
Yeah.
That's probably pretty much what they're saying.
Gotcha.
I didn't look into it. In 1935, the first secret demonstration of radio signals detecting aircraft by Robert Watson Watt and Arnold Wilkins happened at Daventry, England. Radio signals detecting aircraft. Radar.
That's kind of crazy.
That's nuts, ain't it? Little blips.
Now we track everything.
Bloop. Bloop.
Yeah, now we track everything.
Yep, everything. I'll have an advertisement for fucking home radar here in just a little bit on my phone. Guarantee you.
Hell yeah.
Because they're always listening.
I know. And I'm gonna touch on this here in a little bit.
I figured you were going to.
I'm not gonna touch too hard on it right now, but
It's gonna go. You're gonna go right into my. Right in there. I know where you're going.
I started listening to all of our podcasts from day one, and there's so many episodes where we've talked about shit on here, and then we look at our phones just to
Mhm.
see. It was one of our tests, our experiments, our studies to see if your phone is listening, and every fucking time we were able to throw something up at the camera of something that we had discussed here sitting on the podcast. It was pretty crazy.
Yep, I'm looking right now to see if it's actually happening. Oh, I said something about Thayer earlier. There's Thayer's something or other toner.
What the fuck, dude?
Yep, it happens.
Kind of wild, man.
Kind of wild. Don't know why I would need milky toner for anything, but you're welcome. 1937, Cleveland, now Los Angeles Rams, was granted an NFL franchise.
They used to be the Cleveland Rams, huh?
Cleveland Rams, yeah. That's when Colts used
They
to be
u-
the Baltimore Colts.
Well, but then didn't they go to the Rams? Didn't they go to St. Louis?
Yeah, they were in St. Louis.
Right.
And now
then
they're
they went
in
out to Los
they're in Los Angeles, yeah. My buddy Bobster that I played Xbox with, he was fucking pissed about that when that happened. He was like, "Now what the fuck are we gonna have to root for? A fucking hockey team?" He was so
and
mad.
then see, it's still just like the Tennessee Titans.
Yeah.
You know what franchise that used to be?
They were the Houston Oilers, I believe.
Right.
Yeah.
I just don't understand why the Houston Texans didn't take that over. It's the same city. I understand it's a different franchise, but I feel like the history of Houston should stay in the history of Houston.
History didn't say in
I don't
England,
know.
or else we'd be speaking English.
I just think it's fucking weird. I just think it's fucking weird that the Tennessee Titans wear a Houston Oilers throwback jersey.
Right, yeah,
You know.
with the colors and everything.
Yeah. Speaking of throwbacks, there's a Matt Beckwith in the chat. What's up,
Hey!
ladies? Talking
Matt
about his
Hugh.
one taco, and you said you actually got to have some of his one taco, and then we did some shout outs on his flag and pennant company too.
Yep. If those flagpoles weren't $600, I'd have one of them. Give me one for $100, I'd take it.
Ooh, there's bartering.
Bartering. And if you ever need it, you can give me my $100 back and come get it.
With
How
how
about
we
that?
used to treat it, with how we used to treat him in the fucking iRacing league, he'll probably double down on us.
I would like to have one of those, man, but it's not for $600. I first saw it when you posted those flagpoles. I was like, man, I would love to have one of those. And then I hit see more, and it was like $600. I was like, not anymore. didn't need to see
Nobody.
more. That would be cool to have. That would be cool to have a piece of the IMS Motor Speedway. That'd be sweet. Maybe
Yeah.
one day. Save one. Put one back for me. Roll it up. Roll it up. Stick it next to your barn. I'll call you here in a couple years and be like, hey, man, ready for that flagpole?
It's gonna take you, 2 years to save up $600.
Yeah. Well, I got an $850 round of golf to play. I got graphics cards to buy. I got shit I need to get for my iRacing rig. I got stuff I need to buy for the podcast. We got to start looking at a building so that when we get fucking international, we can meet halfway somewhere. And I got just let it go, man. It's fine. Put it back.
I say like a halfway point is probably the Indianapolis airport, so we just meet there, set up shop in one of their fucking terminals, and go there.
We'll get one of those Sprinter vans, like Dodge Sprinter vans, with like a satellite dish on top, and we'll just do it from the back of the van.
Just right in the middle of the fucking pickup and drop off line.
Goals. Hashtag goals. In 1941, the first injection of penicillin into a patient by British physician Charles Fletcher in Oxford, England.
No, thank you on injections. I don't do needles.
Mm.
I'll take the pill form any day.
Yep. In 1947, French fashion designer Christian Dior presented his first influential collection named The New Look.
Huh.
In 1964, the first Beatles concert, 2 shows at Carnegie Hall in New York City. I always love it when these rock star ones pop up. In 1967, Keith Richards and Mick Jagger were busted for drugs in a raid at Richards' Sussex home in England.
Nice.
Yeah. Fucking Keith
Yeah,
Richards
we're
is
getting
immortal.
we're getting right into the prime time of all the rockers now.
Mm-hmm. In 1982, the greatest hockey player of all time, Wayne Gretzky, scored the 153rd point of the season, breaking an NHL record. That's
Of the season?
153 points in a season. That's goals and assists. Come on.
God.
That's a lot.
Dang.
That's a
How
lot.
many games do they play a year? I don't watch hockey enough to know
how many hockey games in a season? 82. Yeah, I thought it was 80 or 82.
Damn, so he's almost averaging 2 a game.
Yeah, 2 a game.
That's impressive.
Have you ever seen the painting where it's got the guy's face and he's got his hands on his thing and he's like making that weird like face like he's screaming like, "Oh no!"
Oh yeah. I think I have. It kind of looks like it's not the Jim Carrey one, is it?
No. It's like it looks like a Vincent van Gogh painting. It's like very, very bright colors and kind of abstract. In 1994, the screen painting by Norwegian painter Edvard Munch was stolen in Oslo, Norway. That's a very famous painting. It doesn't say if they ever got it back.
Well, yeah, and it's one of those of like, fuck do you do with it?
Right. I mean, you're
I've
not going to
got
be
the
able to fucking
original.
sell it.
Like, I've got the original. You gonna put it on fucking Facebook Marketplace? Craigslist? What the fuck are you gonna do with this?
I mean,
thing?
That's something that you'd have to hold on for like hundreds of years and like bury in a wall, and then tell your kids that like, when I'm dead and gone, open this wall and sell that on the black market and let somebody else deal with it. You know what I mean? Like,
what's the website for the black market, Dano?
I don't know. I have no idea.
You know what I would do if Fred came to me and told me to sell something on the black market? Where am I fucking supposed to go, Fred?
Fred.
How the hell am I gonna find the black market?
Right. Let's see. I don't know. You could probably ask somebody. There's probably somebody up there on 96th Street that knows.
Everybody's a tattletale. You're gonna get ratted out.
Yeah,
You're gonna get in
especially this
trouble.
day and age. Yeah.
Fuck yeah, dude.
1994. Let's see, XV7. So that's 17. Winter Olympic Games 17 opens.
XV7.
Yep. XV.
Why the fuck did they do Roman numerals and a number together?
Well, it's not. It's. I was just calculating. It's XVII.
Yeah, so that's
So it's
17.
17.
Okay, I
Yeah.
thought you were reading as an XV7. I'm like, the fuck?
No, I was just adding. I was adding. V and two I's is 7 in my visual thing there. Winter Olympic Game 17 opens in Lillehammer, Norway in 1994. In 1998, Intel unveils its first graphics chip card, the i740. Now we're on i13 14950, I think. You know what that means?
Lost me.
That means
Nah,
fast
I
as
don't-
fuck, boy. Fast as fuck,
I was-
boy.
The only way you could have made that statement any better is if you just ripped your jacket off and you had that shirt on.
I should have. Man, that's gonna be one of them
Missed it.
ones I'm gonna have to wear like on vacation, because I feel like people that around here that know me would probably look down on me for wearing that shirt.
Really?
Yeah. Like if
Why?
my mom saw a picture of me out somewhere with that shirt, I would probably never hear the end of it.
Oh man.
For those of you who don't know, I have a shirt that says "fuck" real big right on the front that John's wife Karina made me. It is huge. It is on 2 episodes ago. I wore it for the whole Power Hour 1-year anniversary podcast. But in small text, it says "fast as," and then in parentheses it says "boy," like you're a fuck boy. So it's actually got 3 sayings in there. It just says "fuck" real big, or it says "fuck boy," or then it says "fast as fuck boy."
So if you get you can't tell until you get up close to
Yeah,
it. And then you
it's
see the
just yeah.
small print.
If you're across the racetrack and you see me or see me on flow,
just
it
says
looks like
fuck.
it looks like it says fuck. But if you're walking up on me, it looks like it says fuck boy. But then if you're standing there talking to me, you know that I am fast as fuck boy. Somebody clip that shit. Mark it
I
down.
got-
Write
I-
it down.
I get it. Oh.
That one's good. In 1999, U.S. President Bill Clinton was acquitted by the Senate in his impeachment trial. And I think they were going to impeach him for sexual relations with a certain woman.
I did not have sexual relations with that woman.
That was pretty good, John. I did not have sexual relations with that woman. Damn. In 2006, a powerful winter storm blankets the northeastern United States, dumping 1 to 2 feet of snow from Washington, D.C. up to Boston, Massachusetts. The storm dumped a record 26.9 inches of snow in New York City.
God damn.
Could you
that's a lot
imagine
of
just
fucking
opening up your
snow.
front door and there's 3 fucking feet of snow there? Like, fuck.
It'd be cool.
Dude.
I always see those pictures like in the videos like on TikTok of people in those locations where that actually happens, and I'm like, man, I think that'd be cool, like to experience.
Yeah, at least
You
one.
sure as fuck ain't going to work.
Yeah. Oh, I would have to.
Hang out, dude. No
But,
way.
Yeah, they'd be like, "Hey, man, you need to come in." Dude, I can't come in. There's
Nope, snow
fucking
day.
3 feet of snow everywhere, dude.
Snow day.
I'm
Come
looking
pick me up on your.
looking for a sound
pick
clip
me
here
up
real
with
quick
your-
that was gonna fit
yeah.
with that, but I can't find it. Damn it.
Come pick me up with your fucking snowmobile or something.
Yeah, you get on the phone with your boss and be like, "Hey, dude, I don't think I'm gonna make it in," and your boss goes,
What did he say?
Well, what I actually said was, "Fuck you! How you doing?"
"There you go."
Yeah, I actually had a basketball coach in college. Got a bunch of ice the night before. Like, I mean, it was like an inch thick out in the parking lot everywhere. And we were supposed to have practice the next morning, and like our fucking cars were just ice shut, and you couldn't even get into them. And like a bunch of people are calling him early in the morning, like, "Hey, dude, I'm not gonna make it because of the ice." And we all had to live up there in one of the apartments or whatever. There was 2 different apartment complexes we could stay in, and he actually went to the school, got our bus, and then drove around to the apartment complex and picked all of us up
What
at
a
at the
fucking
apartment,
dick, dude.
and then
What
drove
a
us to the gym. We
cocksucker.
practiced, and then he took us back home.
What a cocksucker, man. What an
Yeah.
asshat. I'd have been mad as fuck, dude. I'd been like, dude, fuck you, Jim. Fuck out of here. Fucking goddamn.
Yeah.
Hope you slide
then we
off and
ended up
flip the bus, dummy.
It was a little one. Dude, it was just IU East. It was just a little bus.
Short bus.
We ain't got anything. Yeah, we ain't got anything. We ain't got anything special.
Oh, shit. In 2010, Winter Olympics 21 opened in Vancouver, Canada. In 2016, Marvel superhero film Deadpool, starring Ryan Reynolds, was released. I did not know that his wife was Blake Lively, one of Taylor Swift's super friends. Stephanie informed me of that.
Ooh, we're starting to roll into it.
We're getting into it. It's coming.
But I've fun fact, I've never seen Deadpool either.
I don't think I've seen it all the way through. I've just seen bits and pieces of it. The funny shit on
Yeah.
Facebook.
We watched Strays the other night. Did you see that? Did
No.
you see? It's like a new movie. It's got
I'm
Will
gonna start a
Ferrell
bet.
and,
You ready?
Here we go.
You're gonna mention a movie, and we're gonna start taking over-unders on whether or not I've seen the movie or not by the end of this year, and see who gets the closest.
Well, I'm going to bet that you haven't seen this one because it's a newer movie.
Yeah, I haven't seen it. It doesn't matter if it's new or old, because if you say Lord of the Rings or Star Wars or anything like that, I've seen those.
Well, yeah.
Okay, so one episode, every episode you mention a movie. So that's roughly what, 40 some episodes, 45 episodes from the end of the year.
We've got a bunch of them that we've mentioned on here from day one.
Okay,
I've
starting
started
right now.
listening. Yeah, and I'm already up to episode 30.
Okay, start
So-
right now, and if you're in chat, put your number in chat. We'll write it down. We'll come back to it for the Christmas episode, and we'll see how many movies I've seen. And if you're the closest to however many I've actually seen, you'll win a T-shirt. That'll be a long distance, bet. if that makes sense. So John will mention a movie every episode, and I'll tell you yes or no if I've seen it. And then we'll just write it down. We'll tally them up, put a number in chat. At the end of the year, that number gets put in out of, say, just 40. Pick a number between 1 and 40, and that's how many movies I've seen. That's fun.
Hell yeah.
We got a new
There you
thing. Okay, cool. In 2019, Mexican drug lord Joaquin El Chapo Guzman was found guilty of all 10 federal crimes against him in New York after 200 hours of testimony.
I understand that this guy is Hispanic, but do parents anymore even think about what they name their children?
Well, this guy is obviously not Caucasian.
Well, that's what I said. I know he's Hispanic, but
Right.
I just
But,
feel
I
like
mean-
people don't try to say they're like traditionally. Most people have 3 names: first, middle, last, and then you
Well,
got
this is his
guy
guy.
that's
That's
got,
just
like,
his guy's
5.
nickname. It's in quotations.
Oh, the El Chapo.
Yeah, Joaquin El Chapo.
What the fuck is Chapo? L is the
Probably Chapo.
dipshit. The dipshit, probably.
Whoop. Not it.
Probably took you over to Pornhub.
It says Chapo is short person.
Oh wow, how disrespectful!
Let's see if I can. El Chapo in Spanish. Spanish shorty. That's what it says.
Really?
Yeah. Ben poquito,
Fuck.
Chapo.
What a
Tenemos
fucking
que
what a gangster!
platicar. Come here a second, shorty. We need to talk. That is the ventriloquist version.
That's not scary at all. Now that I know what it means, I just laugh at him. Oh, you're bringing El Chapo? I ain't fucking scared of him.
Yeah.
Little short
I'll
shit.
kick him like a football. Oh, look, 35-yard field goal, NFL record in the Super Bowl. Ew. Let's see. In 2019, NASA data shows the world has gotten greener. It's 5% more leafier since early 2000s, mostly due to tree planting in China and intensive farming in India. Yeah.
Not anything from our country.
Fuck you, Al Gore, and your fucking goddamn climate change, you weirdo. In 2019 as well, the U.S. national debt tops $22 trillion for the first time, according to the U.S. Treasury. Still going up.
Damn. Yep.
And in 2023, in her first live performance in 6 years, Rihanna performed at the halftime at the Super Bowl. Remember, she was pregnant. Remember?
We remember, Dano.
I'm
You're
just
gonna get
saying, man.
canceled. Gonna get canceled. Talking about pregnant women.
It's fine. I'll talk about whatever I want. Freedom of speech is the United States of America.
See, I didn't. We're in it now. I didn't even realize that she was pregnant.
I did.
I don't know, man.
Like big time too.
No,
That just-
no offense.
I mean,
Yeah,
hey, you're
but
pregnant,
I
you're
wasn't
pregnant,
looking
whatever.
that close, dude. I wasn't looking that close, but it's one of those things that, like, no offense to her, but Rihanna, whatever, is getting older. I just figured she was getting thick. That's all.
True. Yeah.
Know what I mean?
Yep.
You know.
Couple birthdays here. 1956, Arsenio Hall, American comedian. 68th birthday today. American judge born in Washington, D.C., Brett Kavanaugh turns 59. He was born in 1965. American actress Christina Ricci. She turns 44 today. She was born in 1980. American rapper born in 1980, Gucci Mane. No idea who that is.
Gucci.
No idea. This is going to spread a lot of hate, but one of my favorite, most opinionated NASCAR drivers in 1984, same age as me, Brad Keselowski, was born. A little bit older than me, little son of a bitch. And the guy that got his career screwed in the NFL, Robert Griffin III, American football quarterback, was born today in 1990.
How do you think he got his career screwed?
He played like 2 games and fucking blowed his knee out and couldn't play again.
That's on him.
Yeah, he was like the #1 draft pick to the Redskins. Played 2 games and blowed his knee out, destroyed his knee.
That sucks.
Yep. You know what didn't suck? The fact that this has been Hedrick's Lawn and Landscaping. It's stay in history. Yeah,
Is
baby.
it working?
Yeah.
I didn't hear your sound clip.
It should have. It better have.
Anybody hear any
I heard it.
soundboard? Oh, I didn't hear anything on yours.
Damn it. There's something going on here. I got something crossed up. I'll do it again. Yeah, should have came
Nope.
through.
Nobody here. It's all right.
Wow.
Hey, look. Watch this.
That's so weird.
Hey, I think mine came through.
It probably came through twice.
I think it's something with your Stream Deck then, because now it's all making sense. Because when we did our 1-year anniversary episode, we used your Stream Deck and not a soundboard option 1 came through, and it's still not coming through.
Well,
so
I
there's something
hear
that
it.
You have.
I hear it, so it's coming through. So John's worked, mine didn't. There's something going on there to where something's crossed up.
And you're hearing mine twice still?
Yeah.
Are you? Yeah. See, that's
And it's weird because I haven't changed anything.
But see, they're saying that they're only hearing mine once. You're hearing mine twice. Yours isn't even coming through on their end.
Yeah, we'll figure it out later. I'll reset everything. I ain't got time to think about it right now. It doesn't have anything to do with the Stream Deck because it's worked before. And the only thing I changed was I changed the device that used. I got junk. Come over here and look at my junk.
Oh, no. Oh, boy. You went straight down with the camera, and I was like, what in the fuck is happening?
Does that look like junk?
Dude, he's got a pretty good setup over there. Fred said that it worked at the opening of This Day in History. See, that's
Yeah.
a different button.
That's a
Like
different
his scene
button.
selections and everything else is a completely different button. The soundboard option on our Discord is a completely yeah, it's a different avenue. It's the same, but it's not.
I think it's a Discord thing.
Yeah.
I
I
can at
don't know.
least look at that while I'm here. So, you got your topic, right? What are we even
Yeah,
looking
yeah.
at here? Bam.
Free rent, baby.
Free rent.
So, I did originally. Excuse me, dude. I got a little head cold coming through here. You'll see me. You'll see me if you're watching this. Fucking hacking my lungs up. I won't hear anything. I keep muting my microphone because I got some drainage and shit coming through from the weather changing and stuff. Um, but anyway, yeah, this one I actually flipped it around.
Effective.
I always try to make it to where you don't understand what the hell's coming through, but it's actually rent free. So I think you know where I'm going with this.
I think so.
Just, but I'm gonna touch on it. I don't care how controversial this is. How controversial
We're about due
this
for a
gets.
controversial episode.
It
so.
is, yeah. And I've got to. And
Okay,
I've
so
the
if
whole
this
reason.
is what I think it is, I'm gonna go ahead and make an edit right here, real quick. Let's find the topics button.
Yeah, you go
Lock
ahead
that.
and do that. And the
I'm
biggest
gonna-
reason I've got to get some more content from you, Dano, because for those who don't know, when we did our 1 year anniversary episode, he did some fun facts, things that we have done together, things that we've accomplished, some numbers as far as how many minutes, how many hours, how many seconds we've recorded. And he sat there and said, "I wonder how many times I have said fuck on our episodes." Challenge accepted, baby. So I went all the way back to episode number 1. I have listened like binge worthy for the last week and a day at work, and I have listened from episode 1 all the way to episode 30. I have actually hammered out some hours there at
That's
work.
amazing. That's an achievement
Well,
all on its own.
I'm on 10-hour days, so I mean, I've
Right.
got, and we're on 9 hours, if we don't have to fill the lineup. So I'm guaranteed getting 45 hours in a week, to listen to nothing but the podcast. So, do we want to release the number of where you're at 30 episodes in, or do we want to hold off?
Let's take some guesses. Okay.
All right, so let's do this. I want everybody to put two numbers in the chat. The first number is what you think the record is for how many times he has said fuck in one episode, what the record is. And then I want on the second number being out of 29 episodes. I'm on 30, I'm not all the way through it. So out of the 29 episodes, how many times you think he said it from 1 to 29? So I need two numbers, like I said, the first one being the record, the second one being how many times you think he said it. So go ahead and do that. Put that in the chat on what your guys' guesses are.
No,
But I do need some content.
Single episode record, and then the all-time record through 29 episodes.
Through just 29 episodes on where I'm at currently.
Your dad said 22 and 205.
Jesus Christ. Let me see if he even... One. So there's only 7 episodes where he has had 22 or less.
Stephanie said 60 and 1,450.
We're getting warmer.
Getting warmer.
Getting warmer. Welcome to February.
Welcome to February.
Yeah. So basically with this, I'm going to go ahead and touch in on this a little bit, and then I'll come back to it. So I got to get a controversial topic in here for you to start building some more content and keep your numbers up.
Okay.
But, yeah, so I think everybody watched the Super Bowl and stuff last night, and everybody is so fucking wound up about this Travis Kelce and Taylor Swift and
I'm going to
everything
go ahead
else.
and punch my second topic and let it live right here rent free on the podcast, and it's called Super Swifty.
Is that what your topic is
Yep.
too? So we're just combining.
We're combining them all here. All right, let's go.
I just don't get it, man. Like, and we were talking about this when I told you what your numbers were. The first message, a text message, I'm going to release some numbers here. The first text message I sent you this morning was, new record. And you sent me question marks.
What?
And I said, you have a new record of fucks in a single episode. In episode 26, I counted them up, and you said fuck 163 times. The previous record was a tie, a two-way tie for episode 15 and episode 24 with 107.
Wow.
Oh, wait, no, I'm sorry. Oh, holy shit. It's changed a bunch since then. Okay, so I had two more after that. So before the 163, the record was 107. But after your 163, you have a stellar 138 in episode 27, and then 124 in episode 29. Your favorite fuck usage is using abso-fucking-lutely. That is one of your favorite uses. Or just whenever you get tuned up when you're disgusted, like grossed out by something, or you get super excited, you will go on a tangent. Like, I'll be counting in the booth. That's what I normally do. I'll paint, like, tally marks on the wall. So I'll count, like, in between cycles. So I'll listen for 39 seconds. That's what our cycle times are. And every time you say, fuck, I did it to Karina on the way home the other night because, like, we were driving home. And she was telling me something. She was frustrated about something with her day, and she was telling me, and she said, fuck, and in my head, I go, 1. And, like, I'm counting her fucks that she is vocally saying now. That's how bad it's been for 45 hours.
Have you done it tonight?
No, I haven't.
Because I'm over 20 right now because I did it.
Yeah. But that's what I do in between cycles. I'll listen for 39 seconds. Every time you say it, I'll 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. End of the cycle, I'll put 5 tally marks on the wall. And then, I'll keep going, as it goes through. There are some times when you go on a tangent that you'll drop 15 to 20 fucks within 8 seconds.
Wow.
10 seconds.
God.
Just because you're so frustrated or you're so amped up about something. And it's comical because, like I said, I do just my standard 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I mean, just start dropping them. I'm just like, God damn, how am I going to have any time in between cycles to tally these on the wall?
It's fucking embarrassing, man. I fucking hate that. There's 2 right there.
Yeah.
God damn it.
So
I'm not talking
I'm not
anymore.
I'm not even counting the GDs either. You do a bunch of those too, but where you're standing at currently right now after 29 episodes is 1,638. So,
man.
I don't know. I mean, and I here's my text that I sent you, because I said you'd said 163 fucks, and you put a laughing face and said, fired up that day, I guess. I said you went on about 3 fits, going off about COVID masks, the lady not taking your quarters for gas, and being in a long line late for work just for a grape juice. I said, it's funnier than hell that I typed that out and realized how much we all let little shit get to us that much. At that moment, I went and edited our episode for tonight because you were worried about that. You're like, man, I got to do better, blah blah blah. Like, so much for reading that book. Don't sweat the small stuff. I really should watch my mouth. And I'm like, it is what it is. I love it. It's funny. It's you. People who truly know you and love you wouldn't have you any other way.
Right.
And you said, true. Fuck them.
But here we go. Starting right over. Whoops.
And I said, that's the spirit, or in one of your infamous fuck terms, abso-fucking-lutely. So, and it reminded me of this. Why are people getting so upset about Travis Kelce and Taylor Swift? If it does not directly, like, alter what happens in your everyday life, why are you letting it get to you that much to just ruin your day,
You know,
your week, your month, your whole entire football season?
I don't understand why people are fucking getting their dicks all twisted and just going
One.
off the deep end, right? Going off. Everybody's gonna be sitting here counting them, like, holy crap.
But
Oh man.
but seriously, it's I get it, dude. People are tired of it. That's fine. But I don't know. I'm not letting it get me worked up, you know?
I mean,
It is what it is.
I really
It's
honestly,
marketable. Fine.
that's the thing, dude. Like, whether you hate Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce as together as a thing and influence into the football, like, you have a choice, dude. Like, you know you're gonna see her. Like, you knew that going into watching the Super Bowl. You got a choice. You have two choices. If you don't want to see Taylor Swift that bad to where you have to post about it on Facebook, you got a fucking remote. You can turn it off. You can turn the Super Bowl off.
Yeah.
You can record it, and
and
you can fast forward through all the crap where you know you're going to see Taylor Swift. You know,
people were playing drinking games with it. Every time you see her, they talk about Taylor, you take a drink. Joe Ligori was playing it last night, and he was actually on my. He's funny as fuck, dude. He was on my Facebook and was making a post every time that he's seen her. One, just saw her again. Oh, two, take another drink, and then like as the night progressed, he took another picture and he said, "Well, time for a refill." And he's got his glass underneath the water spigot of his fridge.
Right.
He wasn't even drinking alcohol; he's just drinking waters.
Wow. You know, I mean, here's the thing, man. She's one woman. She's one woman. And whether you judge her or not, she single-handedly has changed the marketing value of an NFL football team, something she was not even affiliated with before they started dating. Changed the market value over $300 million.
There it is. That's where I was going with this. Yeah. And that was a couple weeks ago. I don't know what that is now.
You're right.
But Karina was talking about, one of the girls that we work with is a big Swiftie, and she was saying that she had seen an article where they were that the NFL had talked about banning her or something like that. I said, not a fucking chance.
Not a chance.
No way. No,
Not
that
a
would be the
chance.
dumbest thing between sales and tickets and all the people
The money
that have
they
their
get
eyes
from
on the NFL.
advertising revenue from new Swifties watching the NFL is gargantuan. And if any one of you thought that anybody other than the Kansas City Chiefs was going to win the Super Bowl, whether it was rigged or not, you are living on not planet Earth, brother, because fucking money wins over everything. And the NFL is fucking rolling it in thanks to Taylor fucking Swift. Travis Kelce's
here's
jersey
where I have
sales.
a disagreement.
Travis Kelce's jersey sales went up 2,825% since they started dating. That's
Now,
fucking
here's my
huge.
disagreement with you, though. We did sit here. I don't think that it's rigged.
I don't either. But I'm just
I
saying
do
that
think
there is an influence there.
Bottom line, the Chiefs before Taylor were dominant.
They were good.
I mean, they were the Super Bowl champions last year, defending, 2 times, back to back. That doesn't change from here. I mean, what is it? The last 3 years, or 3 of the last 5 years they've been in the Super Bowl.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Taylor
one year was a given Tom Brady. Like.
Right. So it's still one of those deals where it's just like, I don't believe that it is set up or rigged. These fuckers were good for the last 5 years.
I mean, the score.
We
score reflects that. You know what I mean? Like, they went to overtime in a Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Like,
and it wasn't a blowout, dude. We sat here and talked about that last night. Like, people were like, "Oh, it was set up."
The most boring first half ever, dude. Well, what do you expect? I mean, when you have true football teams,
they were locked down. It was not a just let somebody roll out, man. I mean, there was lots of 3-and-out plays, and there was the punters and the kickers got their money's worth last night. They were dropping 50, 60-yard punts all night long. Who was it? The Chiefs? They busted 250-plus yard field goals, or was that the 49ers?
I don't remember.
It all running together. But dude, everybody was like, it was such a good game defensively that there were so many stops that
stuff. Yeah,
I
mean,
honestly just felt like it was a good
Pacheco
game,
fumbled on their
game.
first fucking possession of the game. The Chiefs' first possession of the game, he fumbled. Like, he hadn't had a fumble like all year long, and he fumbles in the Super Bowl. Like, damn.
Yeah. And here's the other thing: Travis Kelce and the Andy Reid. I'm sure you've seen the picture. Everybody and their brother have.
Yep.
Did you see the interview with Andy Reid?
No, I didn't see it. I read about it. I didn't see it.
Let me tell you something.
Said he laughed about it afterwards.
He doesn't give a fuck.
Yeah, he don't care.
He knows this dude is older than the dirt that my wife scooped up at our fucking hotel a week ago.
Probably. Yeah.
You understand? Like, so what I'm saying is, this guy has been around for a while. He has been in touch with. I'm not saying what Travis did was right. I'm not saying him going up and screaming at his coach was right. But this is their third year out of the last 5 they have been in this position. They know what it takes to win. They know the chemistry that these guys have together. They know what works. They know what doesn't. Fun fact, the play that they use in overtime
was the same one they won with last year.
It's the same fucking play.
Yeah.
Exact same play. Exact same one. They know what it takes. There is so much passion that, is going through all their heads, and Andy Reid understands that. He doesn't care. He's out there to coach. Travis is out there to play. Patrick's out there to play. Like, Andy doesn't fucking care that Travis blew up because he knows that guy is out there on his side playing for a fucking win.
Yeah. They're there to do one thing, and that's win. Like, regardless of who gets in their way. Like, it's the same thing as somebody being passionate about, guns and then flipping out on a state senator or something because they're trying to ban guns. It's the same exact thing. The media is portraying it as this terrible fucking thing, and what needs to be seen is the fact that dude right there is inspiring thousands of young kids to be better. But then that one thing that he fucks up on, they're
cancel him.
Yeah, cancel him. Get
No
the
way,
fuck out
dude.
of here with your goddamn cancel culture. Go suck a dick, dude. Like,
let's see, and that's
how many mistakes have you made?
Andy was saying. Andy said he came back up to him later, which the media doesn't show.
Yeah.
Andy said he came back up to him later, gave him a hug, and say sorry about that, man.
Yeah, and there was a camera on him. There was a camera on Patrick Mahomes and Travis Kelce and Taylor Swift and fucking whoever else in the game there, Beyonce, whatever, the whole time. There's so many damn cameras in that place. I mean, they make cameras the size of hairs now. Like,
they're waiting for somebody to stick their fucking finger up their nose just to release it and start
all kinds
something.
of hell. Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
But it's still one of those deals. Andy was not mad. If you watch, obviously, if you see the picture, Andy doesn't give a shit while he's yelling at him.
Yeah, he don't care.
He's not phased. He's still on the game plan, looking down at his playbook, trying to continue going on.
Mm-hmm.
All them boys. I don't know, man. I feel like just because the Chiefs are under a microscope, because of Taylor and because of the media, I feel like their shit gets shown a lot more. Patrick Mahomes, when they had some rough games earlier this year, he was having some fits too.
Mm-hmm.
These guys do this for a living.
Mm-hmm.
I'm here to tell you, I've worked with a lot of professional race car drivers that do it for a living. I'm here to tell you right now that if you think that what they do behind a camera when they're doing their interviews is exactly who they are, you are wrong.
Yep.
You are wrong. It's one of those deals where behind, I don't want to name drop. I'm not going to name drop because I love the dude, and I will, if he called me at any time, if I was free and didn't have prior commitments to something else or plans with the family or whatever, I would go work for him again immediately.
Yeah.
He may not win that night, But I know that dude is passionate as fuck, and he will put it all out on the line. And if we come in and we qualify fourth, he's gonna be pissed. He expects perfection, and he
Right.
expects that out of himself. That is exactly what these players are.
Yep. I agree completely. And here's the thing, everybody
know.
says, I saw a lot of posts today that said, during the trophy ceremony when they got done or whatever, like they were so tired of seeing them two, making out or whatever. You know what? I'm tired of seeing your fucking 55, 60-year-old ass with your fucking hand in your fucking old lady's fucking cratered ass fucking jeans at Texas Roadhouse. I'm tired of that.
Yeah.
Keep your fucking PDA to yourself. If you can't get behind two people that are literally the greatest people to like walk the earth and do what they do, some of the greatest people to do that.
They act like those cameras aren't even around. Like,
yeah, what the fuck, dude?
They are genuinely happy. They are focused on each other.
On each other.
Like,
yeah. And that's great.
I
told Steph last night.
The moment. They are there in the moment. They don't give a shit what you think.
Yeah.
Thank God.
Yeah. It's a good thing that fucking Timmy down the road is not affected by anything that Taylor Swift does on a daily basis, because, my God, his Bud Light would probably just blow up from queerdom in the fucking can. Oh, my God. Like, golly, dude, it's terrible.
I cannot tell you, and I understand where my mom's coming from, because
I do too, yes.
For the next 3 days, like, there's some funny memes in there, but, for the next 3 or 4 days, maybe more, that's all that people are going to be talking about. But, so Dad's got a good question here. So the question is, at what level is it not acceptable when a kid can scream at his coach? The difference is if a kid does that, that coach understands. I'll just use Owen as an example, just because I'm allowed to. If Owen does that to his coach, that is not acceptable. Owen is learning the game. He is learning the sport. He's not on a professional. He is not on a professional level. I would think at the collegiate level, or maybe even a top ranked player in the country, even on a high school level, you're on your way. You're well on your way to being successful. If you're a top prospect in the country for high schools or college levels, you've already got what it takes mentally, football IQ. And if you're that confident to go up at your coach and say, I can score, put me in the fucking game. Like, that's, what was that, the third turnover they had? Because, and this is almost, and when they did this play, I completely understood why Travis was mad. Because it made me think of the Seahawks in the Super Bowl a few years ago.
Oh,
they're on the fucking goal line.
Why do you throw it when you have Marshawn Lynch?
Thank you.
Yeah.
What is Travis's best fucking play? What does he do?
Play action over the middle.
Right across the middle.
Yep.
You take him out, you got the biggest guy. What do we do? Watch him drag four fucking
dudes,
5 yards?
5 yards to the goal line, before they scored to win the game. Hello.
You got a 6'5" fucking tight end.
There were three things. There were three things that happened that were a perfect explanation of why he got fucking mad and got in Coach Andy Reid's face. And those last 3 plays of the game, when they threw a play action over the left hash mark and he broke free for 25 yards. And then the very next play, he takes a fucking play action over the middle, puts his head down, and drags 5-6 guys within 3 yards of the goal line, and the next play scores. That is why Travis Kelce was mad, is because he wasn't getting the call, because he knew he could help the team. He could do better than what they were doing, and that's why he was mad.
And so that
Matt Hedrick just said, look, there's a lot of plays where Travis was open. They should have put that game away like halfway into the third quarter.
Well, and in their defense, I mean, they were rushing Mahomes pretty quick. They were collapsing.
San Francisco had one of the best defenses in the league this whole year.
Yeah, but they were they were collapsing that pocket pretty fucking hard and making Mahomes scramble, which normally he's pretty good at.
Right.
But when you've got guys that are just hanging out in the backfield and letting if normally if you got some backfield guys, your linebackers rushing to, put the blitz on them. If Mahomes scrambles, there's a huge fucking open spot right there in the secondary where he has plenty of room to make something happen.
Yeah.
But if your defensive linemen are collapsing that pocket without the help of the linebackers, and they could just stand there and fucking watch and wait for him to scramble out,
Yeah.
he's a sitting duck.
He's a sitting duck. So is everybody else, because they're literally playing cover 2 on everybody because they know that they have that defensive line to be able to put that much pressure on him. So you don't have to play man coverage, which is why the Chiefs would fucking eat people alive. It's because they gave him time in the pocket for his receivers to get open. And then if you do get to him, by the time you bring those linebackers up to help out and help push and help blitz, guess what? Travis Kelce's open the middle. Fucking, I mean, it's just one of their 6-7 offensive weapons is open. At all times.
You gotta shut Mahomes down. I talked
and they
about
did
it
a
to you
good
last
job.
night,
Yeah, they did a good
there
job
at the
of
end
that
of it.
too.
I told you, what comment did I make about Patrick Mahomes there at the end when they're driving on that last overtime drive?
I think you said you're going to have to put some pressure on him or he's going to eat you alive.
Look at his eyes.
Look at his eyes. He's everywhere.
They're making a big play. Clock's running. That dude's eyes are 5,000 mile an hour.
Yeah.
He's looking at the clock. He's looking at the yardage. He's seeing what hash they're on. What how much time's left. Who's coming in.
He's counting all the defensive players on the field.
He is literally putting. That's just the caliber and the. I mean, him and Travis and Pacheco. All of them guys. They do this at a professional level. That's shit that goes through their mind and they calculate. There's no fucking doubt in my mind that they are in that Super Bowl for the 3rd year out of the last 5 for a reason.
For a reason, absolutely.
They're the best in the league to play under pressure like that and to completely just flip everything around on their competitors.
Yep.
So,
and I'm going to say something about the whole Taylor Swift thing, Travis Kelce thing, PDA, all that stuff, man. Like, at some point in time, everybody listening to this podcast was where they are now in their relationship. Absolutely smitten with each other and, can't keep your hands off each other. The only difference is, in Travis Kelce and Taylor Swift's life, the camera is on them. None of you listening to this podcast, if you were in that position and the camera holding up to you, have the mental capacity to handle what they handle with the scrutiny and fucking irony and memeage and everything. None of you have the mental capacity to deal with what they deal with on a daily basis. I promise you that.
And Matt mentioned it above. He said it kills me that people don't like Travis and Taylor because they're always showing them on TV and the internet, but it's not their fault that the media is doing doing that. They cannot control that.
Absolutely.
And
it's not like they're paying them $100.
I'm also going to make a second thing. If you're worried about PDA, I don't ever want to see a single fucking person that is complaining about this watch the ball drop ever again.
On New Year's Eve?
Nobody is allowed to watch the New Year's Eve ball drop ever again. I don't want to see it. Don't care.
Yep, don't care. You can keep your ass in your
house. Millions of people doing that on live television and the cameras, with cameras being shoved in strangers' faces.
Yep.
You can't watch them do it. You can't watch Taylor and Travis do it.
Yep. I mean, this is they're mad at Taylor Swift because she has a successful life. Here's Stephanie. Oh, look at this.
Canceled.
Canceled. Cutting it off right now. Cancel culture. Going off the air. Goodbye.
Oh. Yep, he's got to go do this.
Brown chicken, brown cow.
So weird. That's pissing me off so bad while that's coming through twice. I am fucking triggered, and it's not over fucking Taylor Swift right now. Damn.
1, 2, 3.
Yeah. See. I don't mind the kiss cams. The kiss cams are funny because sometimes you get a brother and a sister sitting next to each other, and then they're like, "Oh no," whatever.
Hey, man. I don't mind those either. I think the way that a lot of these sporting events do with the kiss cams are actually pretty cool because they'll actually get the fans involved. They'll allow the lovers to kiss one another. They get their time on the big screen. and then they go to the visitors team's bench and get 2 players side by side.
Right.
That's like my favorite thing that they do.
Hey man, listen. This whole Taylor Swift Travis Kelce thing will go under the bridge, and then she'll be back in the news when she's pregnant, and when next year when they win the Super Bowl, when he proposes, it'll all be a big thing. We'll be right back here again a year from now, and a lot of people are going to change their opinion because yes, it can happen. I mean, it's a love story, baby. Just say yes.
Here we go.
Yeah, I think it's
Yeah,
great. I told Steph last night. I said, you know what? Let them love each other, dude. Like for real.
Yeah.
Like there's
Who cares?
there's so much fucking hate in the world nowadays, and so much cancel culture about this guy said that, he said, she said bullshit. That's fucking great shit to see on TV, man. Like she's inspiring little girls everywhere to like. At some point in time, she was playing a festival or a fucking bar just like I am, just like I did this weekend. Like, how mad would you be at me if it was me and Stephanie that were in Travis and Taylor's shoes? Would you be fucking pissed at me? You know, think about that for a minute. What if I was infamously famous for being the greatest, one of the greatest female artists of all time or male artists of all time? For real.
Secret's out.
I mean, you never know.
But no, I mean, yeah, that's the other way to look at it too. Is you just mentioned it, that, there's many guys that look up to him to be the best football player in the world, or arguably one of the best, and then, and the flip side of it, little girls that look up to Taylor,
Yep.
as an artist, as somebody that writes songs and apparently has some pretty badass concerts, but if that was my daughter, Bexley, and she looked up to somebody like Taylor, she should be able to be happy with whoever she is
Right.
with, regardless who's around,
Yep.
regardless what cameras are on them.
There you go.
They're not taking each other's clothes off. They're not fucking playing tonsil hockey with their fucking tongues.
You can tell that they like legitimately love each other. Like they're passionate about everything that each other does. He's been to her concert, she's been to his games. She's been shown at the games more than
they support each other.
They support each other. How can you fucking not get behind that? Like Stephanie is a prime example. Stephanie has not missed since her and I've been together 10 years. She has not missed one single gig that I have ever played. Not one. And I played probably 35, 40 times a year since we've been together with very little time off. If you can't get behind the fact that somebody is that passionate and able to she flew from fucking Japan, dude. To fucking Los Angeles, man. Like after playing a show. Like that's fucking hardcore, dude. Like I'd be fucking toast, man. I'm flying. I just did a fucking 4-hour show in Japan and had to do all the media and press and crap over there and then fly to fucking Los Angeles because I feel like I have a commitment to the media and to watch my boyfriend play in the Super Bowl. And like, god damn, that's hardcore, dude. That's something I can get behind. Like, god dang.
Right.
Like that's passion and that's love, man. Like that's for real. And Steffi said that's because I love you. I love you too.
Yeah, I love
it, man. I think it's great. Am I tired of seeing it a little bit? Absolutely. But am I going to go on Facebook and be like, cancel culture, the Super Bowl, I'm tired of seeing Taylor Swift. No.
Well, and then everybody's getting all fucking. Here's another thing. I'm really surprised nobody said anything either. That Ice Spice.
Man, whatever, dude. Like, who the hell's Ice Spice?
You didn't see the video or like her? Okay, it's one of her friends. She was in the Taylor's friends that was in the press box with her and Blake Lively or whatever. But apparently she was doing some like satanic ritual shit and every time. And that almost looks like it was set up because you could see her watch the Jumbotron, and as soon as the camera goes, she starts doing shit. She's not doing anything until the camera is on her. It's almost
she just
like
hit a beat drop or something that like
no.
She looks over
You
and
can
it's
tell
like
she's literally got a cross upside down But I think it was all for fucking show. Honestly,
Whatever.
like,
Who gives a flying fuck?
because
Look.
like I said,
Look.
she's doing this shit.
Cancel culture this fucking podcast, you sons of fucking bitches. Get a fucking life. Fucking weirdos. God.
Noise just came out of your mouth.
God damn, dude. Come to my show, watch how many times I throw up the horns. Oh, God. Cancel culture, Ronnie James Dio. God damn.
Well, I think I got my quota of fucks in tonight.
Jesus. There, see, that's how you get them right there. That's how the
I know,
tally
I
just keeps
know.
going. Hey, hit the little button there, little ting, 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 ting.
Which one?
The check mark.
Oh, the point.
Just rack them off. Keep going.
Oh, I'm good. I'm
Okay.
good. That's even
man,
asking if you're
listen,
okay. You made some crazy noises there for a second.
There was some shit back in the day. Okay, some of y'all are probably gonna be old enough to remember this. Ronnie James Dio, one of the greatest singers of all times. He's dead now, but he started doing this stuff, which is infamous for the metalheads nowadays. That was a warding symbol to keep the devil away. Like he was doing this to people in the front row because they were acting weird, and this is what his grandma did, and that became the international symbol for like, fuck yeah, rock and roll. You know what I mean? This shit happened 60 years ago. Oh my God, Satanists and Motley Crue. Oh my God, their album's called "Shout at the Devil." Oh my God, and they literally came on MTV and said it's "Shout at the Devil," not "Shout with the Devil." Devil, you dumbass. Like, it's the same crap. Get a fucking life.
Dano's continuing his history lesson here.
Yeah.
On where the rock and roll horns came from.
There you go. Now you know. If you got them, throw them up. Cancel
I think we touched on that pretty hard. I think we're
satanic signals and stuff.
You ready to let this rest? We got some would you rather's, and then I do have just a topic tonight.
All right, let's go.
You look like you're doing fucking origami with your fingers.
That was origami with my fingers. Here we go. Would you rather's are brought to you by Murray's Automotive, Detailing and Performance. You did it. It's your fault.
I know. I'm trying to read ahead of these and make sure there's not something else that's gonna just make it worse. Would you rather be a self-made millionaire or marry a billionaire?
I'd marry a billionaire. Fuck it. Steph, get to work.
Call him Travis Kelce.
Call me Travis. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know, man. Like, I guess I don't know.
$1 million is not enough these days.
Yeah, but I mean, if you're a self-made millionaire, usually if you get to that point, you're multiplying it pretty quick. You know.
True.
You're doing something right, and you already know the system on how to get there.
But here comes my not giving a fuck about what anybody ever thought about me. Because if I'm marrying a billionaire, I got more money than you, so fuck you.
And as long as there's not a prenup,
Fuck you, Tiger.
And I guess
I
as
know
long
that
as
came
there's not
through.
a prenup, you're gonna yeah, I did hear that one. Yeah, so I guess if you're marrying a billionaire and then something does happen or whatever, you can still make out like a fat rat and be set. But yeah, I don't know, dude. The lazy way, marry a billionaire.
Yeah, being
bragging
self-made.
rights.
Being self-made does not mean what it did 20 years ago.
Right.
No one gives a shit. Not the self-made. Oh, I work hard for my money. Nope. You can be a fucking YouTube star now and be a millionaire like Logan Paul and all them dumbasses.
We were talking about it the other day. We were, with some of the what was the game we were playing? DayZ. We were playing DayZ the other day, and we were talking about some of the Twitch streamers that literally just play that every day for a living, and they're racking up like $2 to $3 million a year just playing a video game. You know what I mean?
Playing a video game.
So it's not like somebody like Frog. Shout out to Frog. It's not somebody like him that was actually working their ass off, getting dirtier than a coon's ass, working in a coal mine. That used to be big money back then, you know? Like,
Yep.
that's how people made that was an honest living job to where people were wealthy, you
Right.
know? Now you could do it sitting here with a controller in your hand, you know? So, um, would you rather be the one who orders the nuclear bombing of a city or be the one who executes the nuclear bombing of the city? So
You're in the
I
same
think what
boat
that
either way.
means, yeah, well, kind of not really though. I think what that means is you're the fighter pilot in the jet. I'm the guy that makes the call. Would you rather be the guy that says, "All right, Dano, all signals go, drop the bomb," or would you rather be the guy in your spot that just flies by and actually drops the bomb?
There's a text message I sent to you earlier.
A
Probably,
text
yeah. It says
or a
like
messenger?
LMFAO, and it says fuck them.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, there you go. I'll make the call. Fuck them.
yeah, yeah.
Give me the access codes, John. Y'all going to hell. Kill them all. Let God sort them out.
Matt says you're not gonna like this, but
Either or.
either or, either or.
Either or.
Color
Damn.
me shocked.
Yep.
Yeah, I think for my conscience, I think it would if I don't have to actually be the one that drops the hammer,
Pulls the trigger. Yeah.
to make the decision would be. So it's words can come out a lot quicker than actually going over and hitting a button
Right.
and activating it. You know. Would you rather be captured by a wild tribe in the jungle and be forced to survive, like with them, or be captured by pirates at sea?
Oh,
and
pirates
forced
at
to
sea.
I knew you were gonna do
Yeah.
that, and like, but I figured like your little inner Viking would kind of maybe spring out a little bit too, and maybe humor the jungle, the tribe, that
I
side
mean,
of
I
you
feel like I
too.
could do either, but I think being a pirate would be a lot more fun.
And see, like it all sounds fun. And see, here's another reason why I thought you would pick the jungle. Like I've been, like I said, I've been listening to these episodes, and one of the things that is one of your biggest fears is what?
Drowning.
Yes. I have seen enough TikTok videos for some of these people that are on these like big ass fucking fishing
Yeah.
charters.
Yeah.
They
Yeah.
get caught in these storms and stuff. It's terrifying.
One of my
That
favorite
is
shows from a while
absolutely
back.
terrifying.
One of my favorite shows from a while back was Deadliest Catch on Discovery Channel.
Right.
I had to quit.
God,
I had to quit watching it because they kept focusing on like the Coast Guard and like the rescue missions and shit. And then I had watched an episode where they found these dudes' bodies fucking floating in this green shit from the fucking raft, like deflating, and these guys fucking
Right.
froze to death. And I couldn't sleep for like 2 weeks after that. I had to
Yeah.
quit watching it.
Yeah. But see, that's where I was going. I figured I'd throw, even if you didn't catch on, and I knew you'd be like, "Oh, yo, sea life is for me."
The pirate's
But-
life for me.
But I had to play the devil's advocate and bring up some topics of, hey, Dano, you were scared of water.
Yeah, but if you're a if I'm a pirate or you're a pirate, like like the sea calls me home type thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like
let me
give a
tell you
fuck.
something. Yeah, but that sea doesn't give a fuck about you at all. It doesn't
Yeah,
care
but
if you're
like
a
but that's the
pirate
thing.
or
That's
if
like
you're on
the
the Titanic.
attitude. That's the attitude that you had as a pirate. Like you were happier at sea than you were on land. Like
Yeah, but I did say that you have to survive. you know. I think I've been playing devil's advocate. I think it would be cool to be a pirate. I do think Jesus Christ. I wish the audio listeners got like you're missing out if you're just doing audio listening because you don't get to see what the chat says. But man, I don't know if I want to do the pirates at sea, or the wild tribe in a jungle. I think that I don't know. I think I'd have to do the pirates at sea. I'm terrified of the ocean when it comes to being out that far and being exposed to the elements and shit like that.
right.
But I also don't like fucking getting bit by bugs and shit either in the jungle, and all they're doing is wearing
you
a
do
fucking
say that a lot. Yeah, you're
Can't-
about the bugs, man.
Nothing pisses me off more in an Indiana summer than getting just chewed alive by mosquitoes.
Yeah, I agree.
And those are nice bugs. You get out in the jungle, there's some fucking poisonous things out there that'll just make you swell up and look like the Michelin Man. You know what I mean?
Yep.
There's just certain things that I just don't want to fuck with in a jungle, and bugs and tigers are pretty high on that list. And having to wear whatever animal skin they wear around their waist as underwear. See, I'm
I
going
feel
back
like
to the George of the jungle.
I feel like I could do it either way. Fucking people up
Yeah.
with a sword. I'm telling
Well,
you, you want to watch a cool show? Watch Black Sails on Stars. It's fantastic. One of the greatest shows I've ever seen.
That's all I've got for the Would You Rathers. That was
All
my
right.
3. Let's jump
Move
into
on to
this
just the tip here.
topic. Yep, just the tip topic here is sleep habits. I know we've kind of touched just the tip on these before in previous episodes, but there was something that happened to me the other day, and I've noticed that the older I'm getting, there's 2 scenarios here. The older I'm getting, the more one starts to affect me in the mornings
Right.
and how I wake up. One of them, I woke up hot as fuck the other day, and
That's me
it
every
was
day.
so yeah, but dude, like it was so bad that like you know how like you're not sweating, you're hot, your body's hot, but like your balls are sweating. We're just gonna dive right into it. Mine was so bad. I had the crazy body heat, but I had so much of the sweating, like in the down yonder, that it had already kind of like precursored for chafing for the day
Damn.
automatically.
Jesus.
It was just one of those that just I could not get cooled down. I literally let the dog out in 30-degree weather on the back porch in my fucking underwear. And I still like I
Wow.
waited till the last minute to even I wear basketball shorts to work every day just because of the paint booth.
Right.
And I waited till the last minute to put my hoodie on. I don't even think I put my hoodie on that morning. I just put it in the trunk. Walked out there in a t-shirt and shorts because I could not get cooled down. For me, if I ever wake up like that, there's a difference in comfortable warm and hot like that to the point to where I'm already sweating and starting to chafe for the day.
Damn.
That is
That's
automatically a day ruiner for me.
Matt's on one tonight, man.
It's not her fault. She's part of the problem though, because this woman radiates heat in her sleep.
Hotness.
She could sleep fucking bra and panties, and she will still like become a heater all on
You know
her
what you
own.
need? Y'all need a bigger bed.
But that's not the problem. It's like
It works
can
just
sleep,
fine.
we can sleep far enough away from each other that like
But
that's
if you
not
were
the
sleeping
issue.
even farther, is what we have a king size bed, and Stephanie is over there in fucking Bangkok, China.
Right. And see, he says, and don't cuddle. Usually, I will cuddle for a little bit. We'll cuddle up at, spoon or whatever at night. But when we first start to go to sleep, but then like we part our ways.
Get
I
away from
sleep
me.
on, I sleep on her. Like if you're laying in the bed, I sleep on the right side. She sleeps on the left, and we both usually sleep. She sleeps on her. Let me think about this. She'll sleep on her left side. I sleep on my right. So we face away from each other and everything. Like once comfortability sets in, but I don't know, man. It's just one of those things that
Yes, sir.
I can't
King size
stand
bed.
that.
Lay the
But
fuck on your zip code over there.
yeah, but here's the other thing too, and this is where I'm starting to have issues, and I don't know how to get away from it. I've been experiencing anxiety a lot here in the mornings, and a lot of it is just because of my internal time clock. Like I've been trying to figure out why it's happening and how I can fix it. I don't know how to fucking fix it because it's just there's nothing I could do about it. But what is an acceptable time for like for you to wake up like before your alarm without feeling anxious? Because my
Um,
problem is like this morning, Karina had to get up a little bit early. She had some stuff she's been doing her Valentine's Day stuff, okay? So, she had to get up a little bit earlier than what she normally does to so we could get to work 15 minutes earlier to go deliver this stuff to this lady at work
sure.
out in the parking lot. That's not what caused me the anxiety. My alarm is at 4:30. Her alarm went off at 4 o'clock. I woke up to it, no big deal. I couldn't go back to sleep because I'm now thinking, "Fuck, I'm gonna go back to sleep. I'm not gonna wake up to my alarm. If I don't wake up to my alarm, then this isn't gonna get done. That's not gonna get done. We're gonna be running behind. We're gonna be late." I can't shut my brain off to go back to sleep, and I automatically am just anxiety ridden. And even when my alarm goes off at 4:30, and I can go about my normal deal and know that I have plenty of time to get shit done, in that course of a half hour from when her alarm went off, my mind is mentally fucked from just worrying itself. It's nothing that I can control. It's just on. It's
Don't I mean
riding
the
its
only
course.
cure for that is to just not go back to sleep. Just get up.
But and then like so I guess my time like to answer my own question for my scenario is when is the acceptable time to wake up before your alarm without having to feel that anxiousness is about an hour. If my alarm goes off at 4:30 and I wake up at 3:30 because I got to piss, it's no problem for me to go in the bathroom, go piss and go back to bed.
Yeah.
If it's anything less than an hour, I feel anxious.
If
But see, I
I
know that I can't go back to if I don't go back to sleep, I know that I'm missing out on sleep, and that just makes the day even longer. And then
I've
sucks.
I've struggled with sleep for the last 3 years, Steph,
Well, it's not a podcast until you talk about the postal service.
and
So
that's where it started. When I worked for those people, I would go to bed at like 3 o'clock in the afternoon, and I'd wake up at like 10 o'clock, 10:30, 11, and couldn't get back to sleep. It's time to get up. I'm still supposed to be awake. I'm the exact opposite of what I was last 30 years of my life was supposed to be doing.
and while
And
you're touching on this, Matt said I wake up confused. Um, Try and explain that. Like, I'm glad you're actually chiming in, and we're not the only crazy fucks in here. But um, kind of explain like how you're feeling with it, Matt. Like, what do you think is causing you to wake up confused and stuff? Go ahead and type your answer, and then Matt can carry on, or
give
Dano
these
can
people
carry back
something to
on
play
here.
with, and they just like to play with it. The pops are
That's
going off.
fine. That's fine.
Like it all you want. It's funny. Lets us know you're involved. But
Yeah.
I agree with Hedrick there. I would wake up confused, especially when I was on Ambien, of like I would roll over and feel like I was asleep for 10 hours. And that feeling of being asleep for like 10 hours, and I'd wake up and it'd be 6:30 and Steph just walked in the door.
Is a panic.
Yeah, like
Did you
shit.
feel like you overslept?
No, I felt like I did, like I felt like I was asleep for 10 hours, but now that I roll over and look at my phone, I've only been asleep for 3.5 hours, or 3 hours, or 2 hours, and I don't know how. We probably can't even count how many times that Steph came home and I would feel the house vibrate from her opening the door, or setting her stuff around or opening the fridge or whatever. I slept so light and so terribly that I worked for the post office. I averaged like 2.5 hours of sleep for like a year, and
Right.
I still to this day have trouble staying asleep. I never have any trouble falling asleep, which I previously had. I had trouble staying asleep. I would go to sleep
Right.
and knock out and be gone, dead to the world, can't hear shit, and then wake up an hour later and be wide awake and just
Well, see, and like I've kind of experienced what you were saying, where you said you feel like you slept for 10 hours. Like, there's been many a times where like I'll wake up in the middle of the night and I'm like, damn, man, I feel good. Hell yeah. Like, and then I'll like look at the clock, and it'll be like 1 in the morning,
Yeah.
and I'm like, well, fuck yeah, man, I feel this good. I get to go back to sleep for 3 more hours,
Yeah.
and
See,
then you
I don't
wake up
feel
and
I don't feel like that.
you wake up in like 3 more hours, and then you're just dead. You just feel like really crummy compared to what you did in the middle of the night when you woke up. It's almost like you should have got up then and started doing something,
Yeah.
because you felt like you had the energy, but you know that you can't make it through the day if you do get up then and do something.
And yeah, and when I was exerting all that, physical energy from doing all that hard work at the post office, it was like, okay, I have to get more sleep. And then the anxiety of trying to get more sleep kept me from going to sleep. So and I was damned if I do and damned if I didn't. And I still struggle with that. Like, I honestly, have to tell Steph, be like, hey, I just need to stay home and just, not necessarily sleep, but just rest, because if I don't, I'm going to be in trouble, and then I'm going to end up taking it out on the people that I work with, or taking it out on Steph, and just being a raging asshole to people
Right.
because I'm not getting the quality. It's not that I can't sleep, I just don't get quality sleep. I wake
Right.
up 4, 5, 6 times a night, and it's not even because I have to go pee. I just flip a switch flips in my brain, and it says time to get up. And if that happens for me, like on a Saturday or a Friday night when I know I don't have to get up, I'm aggravated. And then I'm aggravated because I can't sleep, and then I try to stay in bed, and then I have a goddamn headache all day because I stayed in bed too long trying to sleep. So
Yeah,
that
see, like it's different for me. Like on the weekends when I can shut my alarm off, I don't feel the anxiety because I know that I don't have to get up and go do this. I
right,
don't have to get up and go do that. I'll still wake up early just because it's my internal time clock. But I don't feel the anxiousness because I feel like I have to do this and I'm not going to have the time. My brain knows that I'm not going to work that day and that I don't have to get up and get the kids up and I don't have to get up and do this. I don't have to do that right now. So I can realize, oh, hell, it's fucking 4 o'clock. I'm going back to sleep. And I can usually lay back down and kind of crash out. My mind's fine. One of the things I'm seeing here in the chat, Matt was saying, answering his question or my question when I asked him about him being confused. Said he has no clue. He said there's times I wake up, don't know where I'm at, don't know where my wife and kids are at. My mom, she commented in there, said she can't go to sleep. I can't stay asleep. I average 3 or 4 hours a night. Nick was saying I was having trouble sleeping due to lack of oxygen. Now that I use oxygen at night, I stay asleep for a good 5 to 6 hours. Um, I guess I kind of want to do an experiment for everybody that's chimed in here too. Um, Everybody that has answered in here on the sleeping habits is married, including yourself, Dana. I consider it. Do you go to bed together like at
yeah,
the same time?
yeah,
Like you both are just like, all right, it's time to go to bed, and you guys go lay down
yeah.
together.
90 times out of 100, yeah,
Yeah, and sometimes Karina will crash out a little bit before me, but for the most part, I mean, when it's bedtime, yes, we go lay down together, and I feel like that helps. And one thing that I can see where Matt's confusion may come in is he works nights.
right,
Brennan works. His wife works days. Um, and they're busy. I mean, his two daughters are doing cheer and softball, volleyball. They're doing all kinds of different tournaments, and they're running here. Matt's got one kid here. His wife's got another one here at the same time. They've got to be in two different places at the same time. I can completely understand where I think his confusion's coming from, just because they have such a packed schedule. They're on opposite
yeah.
schedules,
Too much
working
going on,
schedules.
yeah.
It's just a lot going on. Um, you know,
Joe just said he thinks it's stress, and that's honestly, I can tell you right now from personal experience, that's 90% of it.
What do you mean? I'm not married, thank God.
Joe just said it says I'm not married, but thank God I think it's stress. And it could be any type of stress. I mean, it could be anything of like, I get done with these podcasts at night and I'm thinking, okay, I have to fix this fucking audio somehow. I mean, it's simple as that. I mean, like,
Right.
for me, I usually will, drink a glass of milk before I go to sleep. And, like right now, I feel like I'm kind of wound up a little bit, and I feel like I could probably be awake until 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning. So I will go in and I'll drink milk, not more milk, but I'll just drink a glass of milk, and I'll take a Tylenol. And if I'm feeling really fucking weird, I'll take a Benadryl, and then I know I'm gone. But I
See,
always just
I
have
don't
to.
ever
I
have
know
to
I just
take
have to.
anything.
Yeah. But the thing is you might have to start taking something, John. You're getting old, buddy. It's just part of it.
Yeah, but the problem is I don't have a problem going to sleep. Like
Doesn't matter. Your
the
subconscious can
going to
take
sleep,
over at any
it's
time.
it's it's the waking up that I mean, dude, it gives me so bad anxiety some mornings when if I sleep to my alarm, I'm good. No shit. If I sleep through the night, if I wake up at 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock in the morning to go piss, whatever, I can get back to sleep. And if I sleep till my 4:30 alarm, when it fucking wakes me up, I'm good. I don't feel it.
Right.
It's like it's a schedule.
Now let
It's
me ask
something
let
that
me
is
ask you
supposed to
this: if
happen.
you wake up a half hour before your alarm, do you roll over
Fucked.
and look at your phone?
Yeah, because
Don't.
most of the time I have to piss. Most of the time if I'm waking up, it's because I have to piss.
Well, then get up and piss. Don't look at your phone. That's the first step. I'm telling you from experience. Don't look at your phone, because if you have to piss, just get up and go piss and go back to fucking bed.
And some of it's hard sometimes because I use that phone to kind of flash down on the floor and make sure I'm not stepping on the fucking dog because his bed's right there beside me.
Well, if you
And
step on the fucking dog, then you step on the fucking dog. He'll learn not to sit there. He'll learn eventually.
and
I'm
see, like Dale just said, am I the only one that wakes up 3 minutes before the alarm goes
No,
off? And
I
see,
do it all
that
the time.
doesn't bother me.
Mine goes off
That
at 8
doesn't
a.m.
bother
every
me.
morning, 7:57. I'm awake.
Yeah, and see, like that's the thing. That doesn't bother me. If it's if I know that I have potential time to go back to sleep, anywhere we'll just say anywhere from 15 minutes up to the hour. If I wake up, I've got anxiety.
Yeah. I'm
It's
just
so
try
bad.
it.
It's
Just
so
try not
bad
to
that I
look at your
will
phone.
like. It's one of those deals that it'll be so fucking bad that like I'm walking around the house trying to get everybody ready and trying to get like the um trying to get the kids, diapers changed, get things loaded up, get them ready to go, get myself ready, get the dog let out, that I will it will put me into a coughing fit so bad that I almost puke. Like I
Not really.
will cough so fucking hard that I'm about gagging. I did it this morning. Did it this
Damn.
morning.
I kind of have the
I
same
didn't
problem,
puke.
but like mine's from
I
like sinus
have, but I
drainage.
didn't. Well, and I've got some of that going on right now. I do, but that wasn't the issue. And I told Karina that, I try to communicate very well with her, like when I am feeling anxiety, and she'll be like, she'll ask me, what's wrong or what's going on. And most of the time, I don't have an answer for it. And I try to think, plenty of time in the fucking paint booth, I literally try to break this shit down and figure out things that are out of sequence that would maybe cause it. And that's the only thing that I've came down to is waking up before the alarm or and feeling, my brain playing tricks on me and telling me that I'm not going to be able to get my shit done in time. And there's no way I can control it. It just does what it needs. It does what it wants. And
Change your alarm time. Go 15 minutes earlier, 15 minutes later, and see what your brain does. I mean, you don't have to do it 15. Do it 5. I mean, that's kind of what I have to do. I was thinking about that. It's funny you mentioned that. I was thinking about that like a couple 3 days ago. I was like, I'm gonna have to. I've kind of gotten into a routine to where I'm like, my body knows when my alarm's gonna go off, so I'm gonna have to start rolling my snooze back to like 15 minutes now and setting my alarm for like 7:45 instead of 8.
Right.
You know, so that way I can kind of change it up a little bit. That way my body just doesn't know.
Yeah.
So
And Nick Gooley just said I set an alarm. I don't set an alarm though. I just wake up between 4:45, 5:30. I can't sleep past it. Even the weekend with no plans, still awake by 5:30, kind of annoying. And see, like, that wouldn't be a problem for me, if, to the 4:30, up till the 4:30 mark. That wouldn't be a problem for me until for the weekend with no plans, I don't get the anxiety, but during the week is when it really, really sets in. Joe's saying same thing. Even on the weekends, he's up at 4:30 every day. He also said Karina might be pregnant. That's impossible. Your boy got
it's not
snipped.
impossible, it's improbable.
Whatever. I will say that the other test was taken recently, and it was negative for little swimmers. So,
Yeah, man.
um,
I would say, just from speaking from experience, I've had that as well, to where like I just wake up going, oh fuck, I'm gonna miss my alarm, or I'm not gonna be able to get back to sleep, or whatever the case may be. I would say change your alarm time, and then if you have to pee or get out of bed, just get out of bed, go walk down the hallway, and then go right back to sleep. Don't look at your phone. Don't work at nothing. Fuck that dog. That dog will get the fuck out of the way. My cat always did. Until he figured out the fact that, oh fuck, I can't sit there because he's gonna fucking step on my head. He'll figure it out. Fuck that
yeah.
dog. Your sleep's way more important than that fucking dog and your mental well-being. Fuck all that.
Well,
Take,
and
take
the
a fucking
biggest,
Tylenol,
the biggest,
dude.
yeah, but the biggest,
Smoke some weed,
thing,
John.
absolutely not. The biggest thing with the not stepping on the dog part is because we still have Mason and his cradle in the bedroom with us. So I try to be as quiet as I can whenever I get up and move around, because I do have to walk past his cradle, and he does fairly well sleeping in the middle of the night. But he's one of those that when I pull him out of his bed in the morning to change him, as soon as he makes eye contact with me, he's all grinning and he is fucking wound out, ready to go.
Yeah, I mean, you
And
got you,
so,
you got that going on too. You got a new baby. You got a little more hustle and bustle in your life, and I mean, it's just
but I'm adjusted to that morning schedule though. Like, with you know, I get up. I've got my system. I get up. I go pee. I let the dog out. When the dog comes back in, I go wake Owen up. He gets up, starts getting ready, and then I go in Bexley's room. I wake her up. I get her up, get her changed, get her dressed, finish getting myself dressed. Owen's usually dressed and hanging out on the couch by this point. Bexley's dressed and hanging out on the couch. Karina's getting herself ready, getting lunches packed and the bag packed to go over to her mom's. The last thing I do is I go in there and wake Mason up, get him changed, and then load him up in his car seat, and then we all meet in the freaking kitchen and we head out. You know, we have a good system, and it's not that we can't do it in a timely manner, but it's just that, like I said, when I wake up earlier than the alarm, my mind just plays tricks on me that I can't tell it that it's lying to me, and it just causes me all kinds of issues. Like this morning, like it was like once we left the house, I told Karina, like, once we got in the car and was driving to Batesville, I was fine. I was fine. I didn't feel the anxiety anymore. The job was done. Everything that needed to be done for the morning up to the commute was completed, and
I
I
mean,
didn't feel
yeah,
the
and
anxiety.
I get that, but I mean, just wake up with confidence. Like I have the same routine. I do the same shit every morning.
Right.
Stephanie does too. Like when you wake up, you know what time you have to get started. So whether you wake up at, obviously if you wake up 5 hours before your alarm goes off, go the fuck back to sleep. Take a fucking
Right.
Tylenol, reset, go take a Tylenol, don't take a Benadryl. By then you'll fucking miss it. Um, Take a Tylenol, go get you a nice swig of milk, drink a little half bottle of water or something, and just reset. Like you've had 3 hours of sleep. You don't have to have 8 consistent hours. You could have 3 here and be awake for 10 minutes and then take a piss, drink a bottle of water, and get 5. I do it all the time. Like I'm
Right.
up, Stephanie's up every night, I'm up every night. Now, granted, we're up at different times, but my thing is if I wake up and I talk, if I speak, I am awake. And I'm talking, I am awake right now.
Yeah.
Like if I walk
And see,
around the
I'm a morning
bed and step
person.
over, stub my toe on the door frame or something or whatever and go, oh, motherfucker. And even if I just kind of trip and fall and not hurt myself or go, oh, I have to catch myself. And if I speak out of my mouth, I am awake from that point on.
Right. Yeah, and see, I'm a morning person. Like, I don't hate the mornings. I don't mind them. I mean, I've talked about it on previous episodes where we've raced on a Friday night. I got home at 2 a.m.,
Mm-hmm.
got to sleep, got to get back up at 4 a.m. to work on a Saturday. Ran a whole day on a couple hours because we raced that Saturday night too.
Right.
It was something I did last year. If I can get out of bed, get about an hour, 2 hours into the day, I'm good for the whole day. I'm usually good, and I feel okay. But yeah, just here recently over time, things have just been progressively getting worse as far as the anxiety with the alarm clock and stuff. Just making me feel like I can't get shit done. And like this morning, all I do is just keep running and trying to make sure I'm watching the clock and getting things done. And I just feel like it's a race, like that I'm not. Like I kept looking at the clock this morning and I'm like, dude, I'm fucking good. Like Bexley's changed, Owen's dressed, Mason's fucking ready, and we still got 5 minutes. Like we got plenty of fucking time, to just or we still got like 10 minutes.
Right.
It's one of those
Yeah.
deals that's just tough. But
You'll get through it, man. I mean, you
oh, and,
just
and
have
I'm
the
not the only
have the
one.
confidence. Have the
I'm
confidence
not
that
the
you
only,
can do it.
yeah, and I'm not
Don't
the
look
only
at your
one.
phone.
And that was the biggest thing that we've talked about with doing this podcast is bringing light to situations that you've talked about something that's happened. I just recently listened to it on one of our past episodes that you were self-conscious about with the sweating issue.
Mm-hmm.
There's you're not the only one that goes through that, and with the anxiety, there's been plenty of people here that's dealing that, and it's one of those that I feel like it's awesome that we can. It may not be a very big platform, but it's cool that we have a platform that we can come out here and make people not feel like they're crazy, and make people
Right. Yeah.
understand that
Oh yeah.
they have that we're experiencing the same issues and similar issues. Maybe not completely. I mean, they vary in their own little way, but to make people feel normal and to feel inclusive and understand that you know they're not a psychotic piece of wacko. That we're all living the life and going
I
through
mean,
it.
everybody does it. Just people handle it differently.
Right.
Let's
Right.
do it. All right.
So
I think that's the podcast.
yeah. So special thanks to Hedrick's Lawn and Landscaping. He told me we're pushing hard to get everything done for the series here. He's gearing up, getting things ready for the spring. He's getting ready to start getting slammed with landscaping jobs. So if you've got any kind of things that you want done around the property, you might want to start getting them in, getting the bids in now, getting some estimates done, and getting on the schedule for him here in the upcoming warm weather. Anything that you do, if you tell him that the just got off podcast sent you, then you will get 10% off your bill. Um, Special thank you to um, Murray's Automotive Detailing and Performance. He's gearing up. He said the other day that he was getting ready to get things ready for some details, car details, clean outs, sweeping, all that stuff, all that good stuff. Um, he would do 10% off of the sales as well. Let's see, and then we got Gray Auto over in Greenfield, Indiana. That's Brandon and Brenton Gray. If you go over there and talk to them, and one of their salesmen, Jordan. I've known Jordan in high school. Go talk to one of them. You guys buy a new or used car from them. I know tax time's coming around. You need a beater with a heater. They've got good used cars that are affordable. Or if you've wanting to make a big purchase, they got new cars all over the lot. Check out their inventory, see what they got. If you buy a car, though, tell them that we sent you, that you will get 2 free oil changes after the time of purchase. And then our last one is Roos by Ooley. Nick said he's in the chat actually, and he said he would do free roofs for everybody. So
Come on over,
I'm
man.
just kidding. Yeah, I'm pretty sure Nick said 10% off as well if you tell him that the Just Got Off podcast sent you. But those are our 4 big guys that make this possible.
Hell
That make
yeah.
this fun. They come in here, like I said, Matt and Nick's been in here shooting the shit with us most of the night and partaking in our shenanigans. And we want to thank all of them that come in here and hang out with us and make this what it is. It's fun.
Hell yeah. Appreciate you guys being on board with us. And I'm going to go ahead and put it out there right now. If you have seen that John has been posting all the stuff for the TQ Midget series, I am the one that designed all the stuff. And I have a page out there. It's called Rockstar Graphics. If you'd go over and like that and you need something done, it's REWKSTAR and then the word graphics. If you'd like something done, I'm working on a midget wrap for a guy right now. Kind of dabbling into that. Just let me know. I'll try to get you done. I'm a bit overloaded with stuff to do right now, so but I will try to get you done. We can talk about some ideas for your graphic stuff if you need some upgrades or you need some new stuff or whatever you need. So go over to Facebook and like Rockstar Graphics for me. And Steffi can't spell. John, do you have Bexley there somewhere?
Yeah, I do.
All right, we'll see you next week.
Peace out, guys.
Adios, motherfucker.